Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. You all seemed to enjoy this video concept last time I did it, so we're doing it again. Today I'm going to be talking all about the products that are on their way out and what is replacing them. My goal in doing this video is to fill in the gaps, to answer what happened to a product that maybe I loved, why am I stopping its use, and what am I replacing it with. And as always, timestamps and links are in the description box below, and I want to start by talking about some empties and what's replacing them. So Micellar Water, I know that to this day it is controversial to use that in the mornings, but I do. It works really well for me. And that's the point of skincare, figuring out what works for you. So I have had a long-running favorite, the Fresh Kombucha Cleansing Treatment. I have talked about this a lot. I have bought it a lot. It's a little expensive, but I have scored some 50% off deals on this. But as a creator, I feel like there's kind of a balance to strike where you find really good products by not just testing them once, not just, a channel of first impressions. That would be strange. But testing and seeing what you liked enough to repurchase. The danger is you can get kind of stuck on products, and that sort of was happening to me with this one. So I thought I would explore some other options. I bought the Vichy Mineral Micellar Water. We're not going to talk about this very long because it is already off the Ulta website, and I didn't like it. The product I am replacing those with is the Torridin Dive-In Cleansing Water. This is a cleansing water where the brand says you do not have to rinse afterwards, which is something I look for in that quick morning cleanse. Nice ingredients list. This one is fragrance-free. It has a lot of hyaluronic acid in different forms. It does have some witch hazel, which I know people are sometimes iffy on. I feel like, especially given where it is in the ingredients list, I don't think this is going to be an astringent product. Again, witch hazel is an astringent ingredient, but I mean, look, it's after the hyaluronic acid in this product. It's not going to be a lot. So I'm very excited. I'm happy with it so far, but this is brand new, so I will have to update. I am really hoping that this is the one because, that's a nice price. Here's a product that I also admit I kind of got stuck on. If you asked me what my favorite hydrating toner was, for years, it has been the COSRX Propolis Synergy Toner. But I just finished another one of these, and in an effort to not get stuck here, I thought I would replace this with the Bonjour Propolis Energy Toner. I've talked about Bonjour before. I really respect that brand. They are one of few brands where when you look at their moisturizers, they actually tell you if it's for dry or oily skin. So many brands do not do this. I guess the logic is you just want people to buy your product. But I feel like that's such a flawed perspective because if the wrong people buy your product, they're not gonna come back for more. They're not gonna come back and see what else you have to offer. So it makes so much sense to me for brands to actually say, hey, this moisturizer right here, it's for dry skin. If you have oily skin, maybe don't buy it. So I respect that Bonjour does that, and I saw this in the YesStyle gifted products section. Real quickly, if you sign up for the YesStyle influencer program, you can pick one free product per month. I'll link that program below. So I picked this one. We will see how it goes. They're saying it has 80% propolis extract. Much like with the Torridin toner I was just talking about, a lot of different forms of hyaluronic acid, some peony. I've taken an interest in peony since doing a little more reading on that ingredient. It's a fascinating ingredient. I will say this doesn't have quite that super viscous and yet still somewhat watery feel that kind of is what makes the COSRX special. It just feels a little more lightweight, but I'm gonna give it some time. I'm a fan of propolis as an ingredient. It has both anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. That is a winning combination for acne-prone skin. So I'm gonna give it some time. I will update you all on if this sticks or if I find myself going back to COSRX in the end. And one more empty. This is sort of almost a makeup category, but it's primer, which you can also wear on its own. Okay, so I know I've raved about the Pre-Game Youthforia primer in the past. You all maybe saw some of the drama that happened with this brand. It's It's a few things. In addition to some big confusion over the shade range, they also, not everybody likes their approach. They have this approach of makeup that you can sleep in. And listen, let's talk about this really quickly. So this is a primer that they say you can sleep in. Yeah, because it's a moisturizer. That's what primer is. Primer is moisturizer, wherein it should go through testing to make sure that it works with foundations, with base products, with powders. It should be tested a little differently from the way you test a moisturizer, but it's still moisturizer. Anyway, I did really like this. I felt like it was an amazing occlusive primer, which is kind of hard to find. A lot of primers are made to feel lightweight under makeup, but again, because of my skin type, I like something that is heavy and yet works under makeup. So I did like this. It does have quite a smell to it, a lot of extracts in it. So after everything happened, I thought we would look elsewhere, and I have two products in this video that are not as new as the other two I talked about. These are products where I am so happy with them. First of all, Danessa Myricks. Oh, Danessa Myricks. She recently released this Moisture Repair Balm Serum, and it is so good for dry skin. And speaking of Bonjour and how they're clear on whether their products are for dry or oily skin, Danessa Myricks is doing the same thing. She released this product for dry skin and some kind of serum for oily skin types. So don't buy the wrong one. You will probably hate it. If you have oily skin, don't buy this. Dude, it will be way too oily. But if you have really dry skin, I'm so happy with this. Because talk about taking occlusive factors to the next level. It's a balm. You can see that it's going to be an occlusive product. It gives your skin such a glow. She even thought about putting a little scoop right here into the lid. I will tell you, honestly, because this is such a thick product, I've taken to just picking up the tiniest amount because really, that's all I need, even though I have very dry skin. And get this, so I use a retinoid, and I've had a lot of problems with my foundation looking terrible in this general region. This is the solution. This is making it so I can wear any foundation that I want. We are talking about so many foundations in my collection that I had just given up on. And hold on, I'm sorry, I'm raving because I'm so happy with this. But one more thing. This is not even expensive in terms of, we'll say, price per use. This is $38 for 1.4 fluid ounces of a balm, where again, like I said, the tiniest amount is all you need. This is such a good release, and I'm so happy to see Danessa Myricks continuing to innovate in the makeup space. Makeup / skincare space. She is, I love her so much. Have you ever watched any of her little lives that she puts up, or practically anything she posts? She is such a happy, upbeat person. I just love supporting her brand, especially when the products support me back. But there's one other product that I bought that in the Sephora sale. One other product I bought in a sale, this time the Ulta sale, the Herborian CC Red Correct. A lot of you recommended this to me for ages, and I don't know why I didn't try it sooner. Wow, is this effective. If you have any redness in your skin, oh my goodness, this works so well. Now, this is an SPF 25 product. My deal is I would not recommend using this as a sunscreen because it still is pretty green. So if you used a lot of this, I think you might end up looking too green. What I do is use my regular sunscreen and then use just a little bit of this, about, I'd say 2 squeezes for my full face. I'll be showing you this. And that's all it takes to fully color correct any redness in your skin. This is an incredible product. Now, here's a little bit of a problem. I fell in love with both of these, so I figured out sunscreen, the Danessa Myricks, and then the Herborian. I'm wearing all 3 today. I don't every day, but I had a little bit of redness today, so we went with this. Dry as always, so we went with this. And let me tell you, I absolutely thought about stopping there. I would have if I wasn't also testing that new Hourglass powder. We gotta see how that goes. But the 2 together is such a beautiful combination. And remember, with any kind of primer product, you don't necessarily have to add foundation on top of it. it's optional. I will say though, again, this is for dry skin. The Herborian, I would say it can be a little drying just because there's some of that zinc oxide in there. Not too much though. This is really a product where I think it can be for all skin types. I don't think you will hate it at all if you have oily skin, and I don't think you will find it too drying if you have dry skin. But if you do, you know the trick. I have one more gifted product. This is the I'm From Ginseng Eye Cream. This is a product that I picked in the Yes Style Influencer program a long time ago, but one of you recently asked for a long-term review on it, and since this month is Anua, I don't have an Anua eye cream, I thought this might be the perfect time to give this a go. I talk all the time about ginseng. I love it dearly, and this is pretty affordable. It's about $32. It's a nice in-between texture, neither heavy nor light, but I just have to say, after a month of using it, primarily at night because I like my tinted eye creams during the day, I do feel like it just proved to me how much I love the Chogang Yungen Jean eye cream that I'm actually talking about too much lately. You know what I mean? It starts to feel inauthentic if you love something so much that you can't stop talking about it. So, next month is going to be Tear. We have an eye cream from Tear to test, so I will have to stop using it for a bit. Unless that ends up being a lighter eye cream. I don't know. We're not there yet. Let's briefly talk about moisturizer, mainly because I want to complain about shrinkflation. I'm tired of it, many of you are tired of it, and I caught it in the act. I'm so flustered. Okay, moisturizers. So, again, it's been Anua April. I've been testing the Anua Heartleaf 70% review coming next week. Small spoiler. It's fine. It's fine. We talk about fine products a lot, you know. They're fine. Not necessarily great, but not bad, just fine. And next month will be Tear. I bought the ceramide cream for that review. In the meantime, I always take a few days off to go back to some products I've been loving, and I was actually feeling really excited to go back to the Mixsoon Master Repair Cream Enriched. This is a story as far as how I ended up buying this. I had quite a few people recommending me this product, but one of you got me. Somebody said it was their holy grail, and listen, that's what I want to hear. That is music to my ears. Like I was just talking about with fine products. A lot of products are fine. I don't want fine. I want the best of the best. Call me greedy. Or don't, because personally I think we all want that. So I bought it. I have been loving this. This is such a beautiful, thick, heavy cream for dry skin types. It comes in a nice tube. It's a generous amount, 2.7 fluid ounces. So I went to the Yes Style website, and this is now my third discontinued product that I've run into this week. We had the Cezanne mascara remover. We had the Tamanu oil, thankfully. Talk about a product you can easily dupe. But come to find out, Mixsoon has discontinued this. What is going on with Mixsoon? I know they're getting a lot of hype on social media at the moment. It's a bit odd when you've been into a brand for a while and suddenly they get popular and they decide to change everything. What? Their latest thing is they've gone the toner pads route. They've gone the toner pads route, my friends. Every brand is doing this. You get a toner pad, you get a toner pad. And it seems they're doing them based on a galactomyces line, a bifida line, and a centella line. And they did the same thing with their creams. So they got rid of this one and came out with 3 creams. And get this, they are all $58 at retail for 1.7 fluid ounces. That is shrinkflation. I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed. You know, I like tubes as well. I will put up with thick moisturizers, it turns out, in a tub, but I too like a nice tube. It's just easier. Now you're taking away the tube and giving us less product for more money. Ugh. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next time.